Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are once again looking at the State Wars. Now this is episode 5, and what happened last time in episode 4 was, well, what I called the West Coast War. Well, basically, you can see all the changes, just a bunch of changes everywhere. And yeah, it's just a bunch of changes. Texas got, well, I don't think Texas got anything. Yeah, Texas didn't get anything. Well, in episode 4 before the war, Texas bought lands in Colorado, and then there was two parts of Colorado. Each part, well, Colorado sold, I'm pretty sure, this part to Nebraska for money, and then Texas also demanded lands from Kansas. And then the West Coast War happened, which was due to some gunfire off the Colorado and Utahian border. And obviously it led to, well, here, let's do the sides. So red team was that, well, now it was that. There was Las Vegas, which is now in Arizona, but in California and Utah were much bigger. But obviously the red team got slapped in this war, as Texas is very, very more powerful. It's definitely the most powerful state in the region and in the entire U.S., in the entire countries of the U.S. So yeah, Utah got lands out of Utah, or not Utah. Arizona got lands out of Utah. They got all of Las Vegas, and they got all of well, they didn't get all of, but they got some parts of California. Colorado got Salt Lake City, and that's where their capital is. That's not the right tool. Nope. Nope, that's definitely not it. I'm just trying to figure out. It's two, of course. Of course, the last one I choose. But, yeah, they got all of this out of Utah. California got bodied by the Cascadian Union, which is massive now and is a threat to surrounding states such as Idaho and this entire alliance. And yeah, so actually the first thing to happen over here is Utah and California make a union. This is shortly after the war. They just are both doing poor economically. And there's a lot of rebellious groups a part of California, as California is not a big staple in the region, so they don't want to be a part of California because they let them down. And as this union happens, this causes a lot of civil war. So, basically, there is a civil war right here in the sort of San Francisco Bay Area. You know, it covers San Francisco, San Jose, Oakland, Richmond, you know, populous cities over here. This is sort of the border. So this is still well, I guess this country is called the Californian Utahian Union. I don't know. But the Western Union, I don't know. But this is still all of the Union, but this is a rebellious group that breaks away. And same with LA. So they break away. As soon as that happens, obviously, the Union declares war on these two, and these two are helping each other out. Now, as they just got out of war, and obviously Texas, Arizona, Cascadia still hate California, and they hate them even more since they joined, and it's obviously more powerful than the two were before. So Texas, Arizona, Colorado, and Cascadia are not in this war, but I'm going to color them this purple color. This is mainly just because they're just funding the rebels. So Texas, just this purple color, the countries in this purple color are funding the San Francisco Bay Area rebels and the Southern California rebels. but I'm not going to keep them purple because that would be too confusing. So first, it does go well for the attacker, obviously. LA and San Fran weren't expecting this. They thought it would just go peaceful, but obviously they were wrong. I don't know why they would think that. Yeah, they just thought that. And obviously it's not going to go well at the first half. So California and Utah are joint together, pushing into LA and San Fran. Here, let me just color the capitals. Let's say the capital is obviously San Fran, and then the capital, I'd say, is right there of the Union. So, down here, it is getting close as California makes a spearhead to capture troops in this area as they surrender. But they are having a very, very tough time trying to invade LA since they're, well, LA and San Fran, which, let's cut to San Fran, makes a spearhead and cuts off San Fran from Oakland, capturing San Jose, starting to move up. California has more luck over here, but they do eventually get slowed down by more and more San Fran troops. But there is a massive defensive line to over here. Let's cut back down here. California is getting more and more stopped by LA troops, as this is basically a stalemate for both. Since San Fran and LA are very economical cities were for the Union. Without them, they're doing really poor. I mean, there's not really any more popular cities. I mean, Salt Lake's in Colorado now, and I don't know, maybe like somewhere in Nevada, like Reno, whatever. You know, that one near Carson City. But this is eventually broken, and it's broken by LA as they're getting funded more and more by Texas, Arizona, Colorado, and Cascadia. So they're doing a much better job pushing up. And Texas and their friends start funding more and more to the San Fran, more than LA, because LA is finally doing well. San Fran is not doing as well, but they do eventually start pushing back, recapturing San Jose and connecting the two parts, and create a front that looks something like this, basically back to the border. More and more down here, there is a campaign to rush up against the coast and capture the coast so they can stop all trade, and it goes well as there is a massive defense to make sure there is no flanks to cut off this from the rest of the Union. Also, their goal is to connect with the San Fran rebellious groups so they can help each other out. And eventually, they are stopped by some this Union's troops. But eventually, it is again broken by by LA, and eventually the two rebellious groups meet up. And up here, there is a campaign to capture the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge. It is successfully, and they start pushing up, capturing more of the coast. Their goal is to capture the coast so they can stop all trade from other countries. Maybe some countries over here are funding them. Obviously, a bunch of countries over here are funding the rebels. But the campaign starts even more but there are a lot of Californian troops pushing back. They don't push them back. It just basically comes a stalemate because this is their only way back. I mean, maybe for this, but all their boats would just get shot down. Well, not shot down. They're not airplanes. Shot because there's just a lot of defense over the San Francisco Bay area. Speaking of the San Francisco Bay, just this bay. This is the San Fran Bay, I think. But I don't know what this one is. But they cut around and connect. And they start making a mini spearhead up to Sacramento. Over here, LA is pushing back more and more of the Californian troops as they start going more inland. And there we go. Over here near the spearhead, all government officials are evacuated from Sacramento and put somewhere in Utah. Well, they're put in Carson City, which, because they still want a foothold over this mainland, so I'd say Carson City is what, here? So it's not far, but it's decent. With barely any troops, with there being a massive defensive line over here protecting Carson City. Sacramento, the Battle of Sacramento happens, and it's a blue team victory, and cuts off, and there is a spearhead up to cut off troops over here so they can capture the coast, but some Carson City defenses move over here to stop this spearhead, as this is valuable land, but that's not good for the red team, as there's another spearhead of mostly LA troops to capture Carson City. There is even more and more of a draft, and it is eventually stopped, but this area is pushed back basically to the other border and almost cuts off here, but LA is starting to push more and more back very, very heavily. So to capture all this is just fast forward, but the Caps have captured all of that. Also, what happens is they push up and capture the coast, which, well, is bad for the Union, as there is another spearhead up here that captures all of this land. All the armies in there surrender. There is another army that... There is another army that's another spearhead, captures all of that, and all of these armies surrender. And basically, again, these guys are really annoying, but there is another movement of government officials to instead here. Sitting near here. I don't know. Someone else do the research to that. I really don't know where that could be. But they move all government officials to somewhere over there in the desert, as that's basically where all the troops go and stuff. So with barely any troops over here, Carson City is captured, another flank, and all the armies over here surrender. That leads all the massive rebellious group to capture all of California and slowly move into Nevadan territory. Well, previous, that is, again, their own color. Previous Californian territory, even more previous than that. Prior, episode 3, Nevadan territory. And they keep pushing in. There is another massive spearhead, and it circles the territory, and with them trapped, there is no possible way they can get all the government officials out. There is a massive army over here that is cut off, and eventually they surrender. And eventually, with enough squeezing in, the weird desert government officials surrender, and this is the end of the Union as the rest of the Union surrenders. So, yeah. Tiny rebellious group wins against a massive Union. I mean, yeah. So, right. Here. Okay. So, what happens of the aftermath? LA gets all of this, and San Fran gets all of this. So, they still are nice and give them a coastline, but probably in the future it's going to get taken again. But yeah, this is our new map. And yeah, this isn't the end of the video. There is another thing that happens. This union. Oh, wrong thing. This union, as we remember from episode 3 or 4, I think 3. There was obviously an Arizona and Texas alliance. It was a military and economic alliance. This alliance now comprises of, obviously, Arizona and Texas, but Colorado joins and also Cascadia. So all of the winners of the episode 4 war, the West Coast War, are now in an alliance. So yeah, this is our new map. Obviously, these countries, well, not these countries, but Cascadia, Arizona, Texas, and Colorado are in a union. Well, not union, but an alliance. And their California is split once again. Okay, so there's one more thing that needs to be done, and that is over here. We have not done anything with Florida. Obviously, Florida is a power, but we have not done anything with them, and they are tired of doing nothing and declare war on Alabama and Georgia, which would lead the rest of the alliance to join. With South Carolina joining, this leads North Carolina to join. North Carolina is good friends with Kentucky at the time, so they join. Kentucky and North Carolina are also friends with Missouri. Missouri and Illinois don't like each other, so they get into a war, and that leads the entire MO to join. Maryland joins on the red team to try to get land out of Pennsylvania, but that's not good because Virginia joins the side of the blue team, and also tiny little Delaware over here also joins the side of the blue team to get the Delmarva Peninsula. So this is the map. You can see who's gonna win because I didn't really know what to do with this war. This video is squished because you should be seeing this on the 27th, and I'm recording this on the 26th. And I just didn't know what to do with this episode. I really promised to do episode 5 because you haven't seen this in, 13 days, 12 days? So, yeah, this is all you're going to get. And obviously this war, but that was fast. But, yeah. There would be more contestants, obviously. These 3, well, maybe not Minnesota, but definitely these 2. Would maybe join it, but that would also leave the New England Union or New England Alliance to join. But so that's why New York isn't going to join, and Michigan doesn't want to get bodied again, so they're not going to join. Because, you can see who's going to win this war. So the first team to get mobilized, all of their troops ready, is in fact Florida. Well, the red team, Florida, whatever. So they start pushing up to get them away from Jacksonville, as that is a very economic city. And they push in, and they come all the way over here, but having some trouble with Alabama troops, as they are also being funded, and Georgia, but not as much as Alabama. They are being funded by the ML. Then they keep going up and eventually capturing more and more land. There's a campaign to get to the coast, which is successful, capturing Savannah, which is a major city in Georgia. All of the armies over here surrender, and there is a mini campaign into South Carolina. North Carolina also starts pushing into South Carolina. Kentucky and Missouri start pushing up into Illinois. Missouri starts pushing up into Arkansas, or starts pushing down into Arkansas. Kentucky is also doing a campaign into into Tennessee, and also a campaign into Virginia to try to get West Virginian rebels to rise up, and that eventually does, and they join Kentucky. So as you can see, the red team is doing really well, but all the blue team eventually mobilizes, and there is a massive push into Missouri, capturing this county over here. I don't remember the name, but they captured the little wing of Missouri, pushing down, capturing St. Louis, which is a major town, going down and getting closer and closer to Jefferson City. Let's go ahead and mark all of the capitals. There. I'd say there. Obviously, Tallahassee, New Orleans, Little Rock, Nashville, Springfield, Indianapolis, Columbus, Harrisburg, over here with Little Maryland, Annapolis, and over here with Little Delaware, that is Dover, Trenton, New Jersey, and Madison, Wisconsin. And I think that's all the capitals. Yes. Yes, that is. So, this is the war right now. And let's just continue it. So, there is a campaign to capture Kansas City. And with this, Kansas City falls. And Missouri is starting to get more and more weak. Over here, Arkansas does start pushing slowly back with the help from Tennessee and create this front line. With Alabama being funded, they push Florida out of their mini territory. Just like that. Virginia starts pushing into North Carolina. And for the red team, North Carolina starts pushing more and more into South Carolina. Also for the red team up here, Maryland is finally going to do something as they start a campaign into Delaware, capturing the lower part, which is many beaches up here, capturing the economic part, also capturing a little bit of Philadelphia. And they squeeze in, and eventually Delaware surrenders. And yeah, there goes Delaware. That's the first state that is fully annexed. With this, though, Virginia is starting a campaign massively into Maryland, capturing Annapolis very quickly, capturing, obviously, Washington, D.C., well, Washington now, since it's not D.C., capturing Baltimore and crossing over here into Delaware, as there is a bunch of Delawarean, I think, Delawarean rebels as they recapture Philadelphia. They start pushing down with Virginia, meet with the Dover one, and start pushing down, and eventually Maryland is squeezed out of here. And with this, well, Maryland falls. And, well, it's not here, but Delaware is put back into power, which I know that's not the border, but it's close enough. With this, from help from MO, there is a massive push to start campaigning into West Virginia. Over here, there's a spearhead to capture Jefferson City, and the campaign is successful, entering Jefferson City and capturing it. And with this, Missouri surrenders. Which, if I... it's good. That's the wrong color. Boom. You know what? That works. Obviously, this is still part of Kentucky, though. Over here, there is a small campaign into taking Missouri and, taking Arkansas. Well, not taking Arkansas, but Arkansas. But there is a small meetup of troops with MO and Arkansas, which connects the massive MO. Well, I guess this connected it, but there's another connection. And they they cut off some Kentuckian supply lines and communications, and eventually this army surrenders. And yeah, well, I mean, you know how it's going. Basically, over here in Florida, there's a campaign to capture the coast of South Carolina with the help of North Carolina. And there is a massive push towards Columbia. There is a mini spearhead, if I know how to color. There's a mini spearhead to go get it, and eventually they do capture Columbia, and South Carolina surrenders. All MO troops start doing a campaign in more and more into Kentucky. Basically, their goal is to wipe out Kentucky and then move all their troops over to this front. But obviously, with South Carolina gone, it's not really helping. So we have a massive, massive push towards the Kentucky capital, which Frankfort, Kentucky, I think. I forgot. There is a massive push, and eventually the city's captured, which leaves the capitulation of Kentucky. So, with that out of the way, all of their troops get sent over here, and it's pretty not gonna go well. There's a massive campaign to rally, which it's done. Before the troops entered Raleigh, there was a government official moving to Charlotte, which doesn't really help since Charlotte is also near the border. That's the wrong tool. There's another push into the weird North Carolina panhandle thing over to the west. And eventually there's more and there's more, oh god. There's more and more push towards Charlotte, and eventually Charlotte's captured. And this leads to North Carolina to if I know how to use Paint 3D, surrender. With all of their troops, they start moving them all down, but there are many injured from fighting all the powers up here. And it does mean that, well, both sides are running low on resources. The blue side does manage to push back a little bit, but it's basically a stalemate for the next couple years. And there is peace negotiations with Florida and all of these states. There. So basically, the peace negotiation is that, well, nothing gets no Florida only. Well, I was gonna give them nothing, but they'll get something. They'll get a little bit of southern Georgia and southern South Carolina. So this is now all a part of that is too small. There we go. So that is all Florida. Oh, I need to erase this. So this is all Florida. And yeah. So that's all Florida. Alright. Next that happens is Arkansas. You know what? Actually, no. Let's move to South Carolina. Then moved up and up and up. Arkansas, I realize this is a big video, so I'll try to rush through this. Basically, South Carolina gets all, well, not all, but they get most of North Carolina. But the rest does go to Virginia. So all of this goes to Virginia. Virginia. Oh, and also, I forgot to mention this, but Tennessee does get lands out of North Carolina. I forgot to say that. I almost forgot that I wanted to do that. All right. Obviously, well, you know what? Over here, in Florida, Alabama, takes this, so they get more coastline. Since this is really how far they got. Basically, over here, there is land out of Missouri that goes to Arkansas. There we go. Over here, there is a bunch of Illinoisan claims over. Well, there is now Illinois capturing a bunch of eastern Missouri, and that is all Missouri is gonna get for this video. St. Louis is now in Illinois. That's what I was trying to say. Basically, with Kentucky, there's a massive split up of Kentucky. So, that is Virginia's claim. Nope. That is Ohio's claim. That is Illinois' claim. And that is Illinois' claim. Did I say Indiana for this one? That was Indiana. I think I said Illinois for that one. I don't know. The rest of Kentucky, well, this part goes to Tennessee. So, first of all, before I talk about the rest of Kentucky, let's just do this. Let's erase all the borders. Virginia loses its face, sadly, over here in the west, but you get more land, you get a new face. Over here in Ohio, over here in Indiana, and finally over here in Illinois. Now, the rest of Kentucky, this little sliver, is a puppet by all the states that surround it. So, this little tiny Kentuckian puppet is ruled by Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia all at the same time. There's a Virginian ruling it, there is an Ohioan ruling it. Basically, there is a president that rules over this little thing from every single nation. So there's 5 presidents really, or 5 people controlling the entire area of this little puppet. And finally, over here. So, Virginia gets all of This. That's a river, but wow. Oh. I don't know when it starts as a border and just starts being a river. I'll just erase the entire thing and just put a new one there. There. And finally, for this video is I need to smallen this. Is Delaware getting all of the Delmarva part of the Delmarva Peninsula. So they get all of the Maryland part. And the peninsula is renamed to the Delva Peninsula since Maryland doesn't exist anymore. And yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry it's this long. 36 minutes, probably even 37, 38 when I finally finish this video because I take 5 million minutes to do an outro. But I'm sorry this is so long. But I will see you all in the next video, which will be Sunday for well, here, let's look at the calendar because I don't remember. So you should be seeing this on the 27th. I'm recording this on the 26th, and the next video, which will be the 30th, for a World War. Well, I'm just gonna be coloring World War III, and yeah. Also, I have a special announcement again on the 7th or the 3rd. So yeah, I'll see you all in the next video, which will be Sunday for the World War III. What I think will be World War III if most countries had to pick a side. So I'll see you all in the next video, which will be 30th for that video. Bye.